there, Jen Cassell here. I'm really excited to share with you this Galentine's Day box that I created for 12 by 12 Cardstock Shop. I was so excited to play with some of the papers from their shop. Mainly, I'm going to be concentrating on this Valentine's Day pack that they had sent me. With this set, you're going to get a total of 12 by 12 papers. 9 of them are from their Glitter Luxe line. 3 are from the Sequin Glitter Cardstock line. But I mean, look at these gorgeous colors that they give you. There's 2 different reds, 2 different blacks, 2 different whites, and then we've got this hot pink, 2 of the paler pinks, as well as the 2 pinks from the Sequin Glitter line. But it's super fun. I love it. In addition to the Valentine's Day multi-pack, they had also sent me this really cool green shimmer cardstock. I believe this is the No Mess glitter. Super fun, and I did use that for some of the leaves that you see here. And then I also have this Miri Silver. I love this stuff. I've used this quite a few times, and it does come in a few different colors, but it's so pretty. The movement that you get, oh my gosh, it's absolutely amazing. And I also got to try some of their Encore paper line. I'm loving this paper. So for this project, I did use 4 of the different colored cardstocks. So you're going to see the sea glass in there, the snowy white, the hot pink, and the princess pink. The box is a file from Creative Fabrica, and it is a shaker. For the shaker portion, I used this gorgeous paper that they have available that has the quadrifoil print to it. Such a great acetate. It cut beautifully in my Cricut. For the bottom of the shaker, I just used the regular graphics acetate that they have in the shop as well. I didn't want to double layer that quadrifoil. I didn't know if it was going to be a little too much. So this is the top of the box, so you can get a little better idea. Here's the back of the shaker as well. I have been loving cherries for Valentine's Day, so you're going to see some really cute heart cherries. You're going to see a few of the handmade flowers that I love to do, and I am going to feature how I did a few of those in my tutorial as well. There's some leaves that I cut from that green shimmer paper, as well as the sea glass. I did use that hot pink for these lips right here, as well as the top of the box. The entire box is made from the hot pink Encore line. And then this Galentine has been layered up quite a few times. I used some of the pink glitter, and then I did that princess pink, and I did 2 layers of that, as well as the Galentine in that mirrored foil. Super fun. Really like how this turned out. The box is really big. So the box measures 6 3/4 by about 6 1/4 tall and about 2 inches in width. So if you'd like to see how I created this box, stay tuned for the tutorial. Okay, so I've cut out all of the components of the box. Once again, I will link the SVG file that I used in the description box. For the base of my box, I used the hot pink cardstock from the Encore line. It's got a really nice textured finish to it, which I really like. With this SVG file, you're going to have 2 sets of strips. The top ones are going to have this little notch in there. I really liked this because it makes getting the top of the box off pretty easy. These ones right here are for the box bottom. And then you're also going to have these layers in here. So we're going to be working with this one right here. And then I'm going to set these aside because this is going to be my shaker component. You also have these 2 right here, and this is going to form the bottom of your box. And then we have some layers for the top of the box. To assemble your box, you're going to want to start by scoring all of these lines. So when I'm doing a 3D SVG file, it's really, really important that you get a nice edge on all of your score lines. So I'm going to fold these over, and after I'm done folding it over, I am going to take the time to use my bone folder on top of these score lines. That way I'm getting a really nice, crisp, clean edge. So I'm going to flip this heart layer over, and I am going to glue down just these first couple right to the curve. I like using liquid adhesive for putting together these kind of projects. It gives you a little bit of wiggle room, which is nice, but it also dries quickly and dries clear as well. Tabs with glue. And I'm just using my fingers to push that around. And for the last couple, so now that we have that first strip down, I'm going to make sure that I'm starting at the end that does not have the tab. So that's going to be connected at this end, and then I'm going to use the tab at the top to connect it to this portion right here. And for this, I'm actually going to flip that tab over. I'm going to make sure that it's nice and scored, and I'm going to add some glue to the bottom again. And I'm doing the first few. I'll also add some glue to this portion right here. Simply line it up. I'm going to make sure that I line my tab up. So we have the lid to our box completed. I'm going to set that aside to dry, and now we're going to work on the bottom portion. For this bottom portion, I'm going to grab my first strip, and if you're using this SVG file, I am using the circle this time for the bottom. This time I am not flipping it. I am keeping this base right side up so that you can see that textured finish. So I'm going to come in with my glue again and do the first few. Now we're going to grab our next one, and once again we're going to work with the side that does not have the tab, because you're going to connect it to this tab right here. I'm going to add a little bit of glue. And I'm also going to add some glue to this large tab. Now our moment of truth. Everything fits really nicely on top. Since I know all of those tabs are down, I'm going to add this second heart on top. All right, I'm going to set this aside to dry, and we're going to work on the top portion. I am using this glitter cardstock from 12 by 12. This is the hot pink glitter cardstock. This is the white iridescent glitter cardstock, and we're going to put this on top. Now I'm going to grab this white glitter layer, and I'm going to add that right on top. Okay, so I have secured the top of the box, this white layer, with the hot glue as well as Barely Art. If you flip it, you can see a bit of this white right here. So I did take the time to try to line everything up and make sure that it looked nice before I secured it with the hot glue. Now, the second layer here, this I cut out of the sequin glitter cardstock from 12 by 12. It is absolutely amazing. This is hands down my favorite glitter cardstock. You would think with how chunky these sequins are that it wouldn't cut so well, but let me tell you, This cut is phenomenal. You always get a smooth finish. I absolutely love it. And it is so super shiny and blingy. If you haven't tried it, run to the shop. It is so good. So I am actually going to lift this up, and I'm going to use some foam adhesive from Barely Art to give it a little added dimension. I am going to add just a tad bit of hot glue right here in a couple different spots. You don't have to go all the way around. Just secure it in a few different spots to make sure that that isn't going anywhere. So once again, I'm going to set this aside and we're going to work on our shaker portion now. For the shaker portion, we're just going to have these two hearts. If you're using the same cut file as I am, they are the same size. So I'm going to flip one over, and I have cut this quadrifoil acetate, and I'm going to use that for my top layer. I used just a regular acetate, all available at 12 by 12. For the bottom layer, I didn't want to add the two on top of one another. I didn't know if the quadrifoil was going to be too much in 2 layers, so I am only using it on this front layer. Once this is on there, you're going to make your shaker portion, and I'm just going to do a really easy shaker for this one. I'm going to grab, these are 1/4 inch strips. They're cubies from Barely Art, and they just give you a really easy way to complete a shaker. So I have my shaker, I have all of my foam strips on, and now I'm going to complete the shaker itself. So I had this sitting in my stash, and this was a gift from a crafty friend last Valentine's Day. So I'm just going to use this cute shaker mix that she sent me. And then just for fun, I'm going to add some of these sprinkles in there. I love using these because they make such a great sound inside that. I love that sound, right? So I'm taking that second heart and I'm going to glue down my acetate layer. Once that acetate is attached, you're just going to go ahead and line it up. Oh my gosh, so cute. Love it. I'm just gonna lay down some glue. And now I am just going to place that inside and press it down. All right, this is what we have. So fun. So fun. So to do my sentiment, I cut this Galentine out of the Miri Lava cardstock. This stuff is so cool in person. It's just got such a shimmer to it. I absolutely love it. And I'm just going to use my Barely Art, and I want to make sure that I have a fine tip applicator for that. I'm going to pop that directly on top of this pink here. Princess Pink E2 109 that I used for this. And then I also used some of this pink glitter cardstock that's part of the Valentine's Day set. So I've added foam tape to both of the pink layers. This is the one that I haven't included the sentiment on, and I am just going to go ahead and pop that down on my glitter cardstock. Same thing, I am going to just secure it with just a little bit of hot glue. And then I'm going to add this one on top. So you may have noticed that I don't have my dot on the eye, and I actually did that on purpose. I have this cute little clay heart that I wanted to add to it. So I'm just gonna do that with a little bit of hot glue. Oh, so stinking cute. Love it. I have really been liking cherries for Valentine's Day. So I am also going to show you how I put together these cute little cherry embellishments. So there's 4 different layers to this. And for your base, I just did this really pretty green. It is going to peek through. This is sea glass. I love it. It's a really pretty light teal color. I also used this green shimmer cardstock for the top of the leaf. This was actually a free gift with purchase from 12 by 12. It was sent in my box. It cuts so nice. The detail is just super, it's super detailed, considering how small these embellishments are. And I'm actually putting together the largest of the cherries that I made, and I'm going to show you the detail that you can get with this glitter cardstock. These adorable little cherry embellishments that I created. And the red heart portion is more of the Encore glitter line. And then we have just the white from the Encore textured cardstock. And that is snowy white. You just get a really nice texture with this cardstock. I am going to put the red heart directly on top of the white. Put that directly on top of my teal base. Come on, look at how cute that is. You know my work, you know that I am a sucker for a good flower. And I've already created a few of them here for you. For the one that I'm about to show you, I'm actually going to make this a larger rose, so it's not going to have the centers that you see here. I'm going to show you how to do a rolled center for this flower. But for these ones, I just did a few foam balls for the center, and then I just did singular foam balls for these teeny tiny baby ones. I am going to start by placing my flowers upside down on my foam, just like that. And now I'm going to come in with a little bit of water. I like these mini misters because you can really control the amount of water that you're putting on your piece. I'm just going to give it a couple of squirts. While it's still wet, I'm going to go in with this large ball stylus. Now, you can find these in the clay aisle. They're kind of made, I think they're made for forming clay, our fondant flowers, but I like to use them for paper. So while your paper's wet, I'm just going to go in and start rubbing a little bit of a circle. You can maybe try going up and down like this, but I usually go in with a circle myself. I'm going to move on to the next one. All right, now that we have all of our flowers rolled, I'm going to start flipping them over. So I'm going to start with the 2 smallest. I'm just going to go ahead, flip those over. I'm going to hit that center so I can really pop those petals up. All right. And now I'm just going to reshape it. I'm going to bring it so that the textured portion is on the outside. I'm going to reflip it over. And then I'm just going to kind of start putting a point and pinching these petals inward. So you should have something that like this. I'm going to come over here with a little bit of hot glue. And start bringing my petals to the interior. And I like to kind of bring them in, not in order. That way kind of starts to look like a rose. See that? Take my tweezers and I'm going to flip over just a couple of these petals. So this is what I have now. Now I'm going to place a little bit of hot glue. I'm just kind of taking these flower petals and pinching. And once again, I'm going to take my tweezers and just start curving a couple of these petals over. Moving on to the next. I'm going to flip that over. Now this time I am not going to flip it again. I'm just going to leave it so that the petals are coming out. Kind of play with this design. I've been doing this for years, so I just kind of see how the petals are shaping as I am going to add just a little bit of hot glue at the bottom here, and I'm doing it right at the base of that petal. So here's what we have. Really bring those petals up by pressing down on the center and making sure that my textured side is up. I'm going to do the exact same thing with this one here. Okay, we got our cabbage rose. So my final step is to go in. I'm using Color Pops for this. It's Color Pops in Unicorn Tears. I love this stuff. It's a glitter glue essentially, and it's got a really nice sheer finish, and it just adds a little bit of shine to everything. So I'm gonna go ahead, and I usually just like to put some on my finger and kind of hit all of these flowers, and it's just going to add a really pretty iridescent shimmer to everything. Okay, so here's my finished product. Look at how that glitter glue just kind of makes everything shimmer. I love it. Here's some close-ups of the detail on here. Look at the way that sequin glitter cardstock shines. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to use my coupon code GENC19 for 10% off at the shop. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more crafty content. I'll see you in the next crafty video. Bye!